Hello viewers, welcome to Zimsec in Cambridge O-Level IGCSE Maths revision. So on this channel we'll be covering maths revisions, exam preparations, practice questions, exam techniques. We'll be covering those things step by step. We'll also cover past exam paper revisions. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. So in our today's video we're going to revise Zimsec mathematics paper 1 June 2023 session, which is a 2-hour paper. So we'll be revising it in parts. So we can start with number 1. So number 1, it is saying express 54,497 to the nearest tenth. So the first thing that you're supposed to do is to identify or put the units. So this 7 represents thousandth, and that 9 represents hundredth, and the 4 represent tenth. So in order to write that number to the nearest tenth, you look on the hundredth, which is 9. Right. So the rule or the concept is that if the number is greater or equal to 5, you add 1 to the next number. So since 9 is greater than 5, we're going to add 1 to that 4, and it becomes 54,5. So that's our answer for number 1. So the answer for number 1 here, we are going to write 54,5. Now we can move on to number 2. Number 2, it is saying 0,00342 in standard form. So when you are writing a number in standard form, you want to make sure that there is one non-zero digit before the comma. There is one non-zero digit before the comma. So what I'm saying is you are supposed to move the comma from where it is, and it is supposed to be placed between 3 and 4. So it is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. It is going to move 4 steps to the right hand side. So it becomes 3,42 times 10 to the power negative 4. So that 4 on the power represents the number of steps it moved. Then the negative represents that it moved to the right hand side. So if the comma moved to the right hand side, the power is negative. Let's move on to the next question. So let me write the answer there for number 1b. The answer for number 1b is 3,42 times 10 to the power negative 4. And we move on to number 1c. So number 1c, it is saying 478,365 correct to 2 significant figures. So about significant figures is like you'll be rounding. So the first thing is to identify the significant figures. So that 4 represents the first significant figure, and the 7 represents the second, and the 8 represents the third, and the 3 represents the fourth significant figure, the 6 the fifth, and then the 7 the sixth significant figure. So if you are saying correct to 2 significant figure, that means there's 1, 2. So we are going to look on the third significant figure, which is 8. Right, so we look on that number. If that number is greater or equal to 5, we add 1 to that 7. But if that number so we add 1 to that 7, and all the numbers after that 8 to the right hand side, they're going to be zeros. So in this case, it's supposed to be 480. So it becomes 480, right? So when you are dealing with significant figures, why I'm saying that 480 is correct to significant figure is because that when you are dealing with significant figure, the zeros which are not between non-zero digits, they are not counted. That means this 480 represents two significant figures only, because we have got 1, 2. This 0 is not a significant figure, right? So only zeros which are between non-zero digits, those are the zeros that we can count. So for number 1C, the answer there will be 480. 480. We can move on to the next question, which is number 2. Number 2, it is saying simplify, giving the answer as a common fraction in its lowest term. Simplify, giving the answer as a common fraction in its lowest term. So the first thing that you do here, when you are simplifying fractions, right? So it is 2/7 plus 1/3. So in order to add 2/7 to 1/3, you have to make sure that you have a common denominator. So how do you find the common denominator? To find the common denominator, the easiest way is to just multiply these two denominators. You just say 7 multiplied by 3 is 21. So the common denominator will be 21, right? So 7 into 21 will be 3. 3 multiplied by 2 will be 6. And then you put our addition sign. Then you say 3 into 7. Sorry, then you say 3 into 21, it becomes 7. 7 times 1, it's 7. Then you add, you just say 6 plus 7 plus 13 over 21. So if you look at this one, you can't reduce it, so that will be our final answer. Our final answer will be 13 over 21. So our final answer for number 2A will be 13 over 21. So let's move on to the next part of the question. It's number 2B. Number 2B, it is saying 2 over 5 divided by 10. 2 over 5 divided by 10. So 2 over 5 divided by 10, this is the same as 2 over 5 divided by 10 over 1. So when you are dealing with this, the first thing is to make sure that you change the division sign into a multiplication sign. So if you are to rewrite that, it's going to be 2 over 5. Sorry, it's 2 over 5 times. So the moment you change that division sign into a multiplication sign, you have to invert. So the part which is saying 10 over 1, it becomes 1 over 10. And then the next thing that you're going to do is to multiply these numerators. So you're going to say 2 multiplied by 1, which is 2. Let me write properly. So 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, and then 5 multiplied by 10, which is 50. So you have got 2 over 50 as your answer, but the question here, it is saying as a common fraction in its lowest term. So there is this part which is saying lowest term, meaning that we have to reduce those numbers. So if you are to reduce 2 over 50, you just look for a number which can enter into 2 and also enter into 50, and that number is 2. So you just multiply by 2 over 2. Sorry, you just multiply by 2 over 2. 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 50, that's 25. So you can find out that our final answer will be 1 over 25. We can move on to the next question, which is number 2C. Number 2C, it is saying 18 over 35 times 14 over 27. So in order to simplify this, you use cross multiplication. So what are you going to do here? You have to make sure that, so here what you're going to do, you look for a certain number that can divide the diagonals. So we have got diagonals. We have got this diagonal and that diagonal, right? So those are the diagonals that we have. So here you look for a number which can enter into 18 and also enter into 27, and that number which can enter into this 18 and 27, that number is 9. So 9 into 18 is 2, 9 into 27 is 3. You can look for a number which can enter in the other diagonal. So that number is 7. 7 to 14, that's 2. 7 to 35, that's 5. Right, then you can just multiply the numerators. 2 times 2, that's 4. 5 times 3, that's 15. So for number 2C, the answer will be equal to 4 over 15. So this number is to its lowest term, or to its simplest form. Okay, we can move on to number 3. Okay, on number 3, it is saying evaluate giving the answers as exact decimals. Evaluate giving the answers as exact decimals. Okay, so we are going to say 0.024 multiplied by 0.3. So what you're going to do first is to say 3 multiplied by 4, you get 12. So you say 2 carry 1. 3 multiplied by 2, that's 6 plus 1, it becomes 7. So here you just put some extra zero. Just say 3 multiplied by 0 is 0, 3 multiplied by 0 is 0. Right, now you count the number of decimal places. You count the number of decimal places. So in order for you to put your comma, you have to count the number of decimal places first. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 decimal places. So we have to count 4 decimal places to know where you can put our comma. So we say 1, 2, 3, 4. So our comma is supposed to be here, which means our final answer is supposed to be 0,0072. We can move on to the next question. The next question, it is saying 0. Open bracket 0.4 close bracket to the power 3. So that's this is the same as 0.4 multiplied by 0.4. Let me write properly. So this is 0.4 multiplied by 0.4 again. Okay, so the first thing that you're let me write it. So the first thing that you're supposed to do is to multiply these two values. So you're going to say 0.4 multiplied by 0.4. You just say 4 times 4, which is 16. 6 carry 1. 4 times 0, which is 0 plus 1, which is 1. So we count the number of decimal places. It's 1, 2. So it will be, so here we get 0.16, right? But we still have to multiply with that 0.4 here. So we're going to say 0.16 multiplied by 0.4. Let me write properly here. So that's 4. So we simplify. 4 times 6, which is 24, 4 carry 2. 4 times 1, which is 4, plus 2, which is 6. 4 times 0, which is 0. We count the number of decimal places there. We have got so we can just add some zeros there. We have got 1, 2, 3. We have got 3 decimal places, so which is 1, 2, 3. So our comma will be here. So our final answer will be 0.064. We can move on to the next question. Now the next question, it is saying express 0.224 as a percentage. So the first thing, when you're given a decimal number, you have to if you want to convert it to percentage, you have to first convert it to a fraction, and then you simplify. You can convert it to a fraction, right? Since we have got many methods to tackle this, you can first convert it to the fraction, right? You can first convert it to fraction. When you want to convert the number to a fraction, or you can just say the easiest method is to just take this decimal number, which is 0.224. you just multiply it by 100. So you just multiply it by 100. That will be the simplest thing to do. So whenever you are multiplying this number by 100, it has got how many zeros? It has got 2 zeros, right? So that means you are to move your comma 2 steps to the right. So if you are to simplify this expression, the easiest way is to move the comma 2 steps, which is 1, 2, and your answer is going to be 22.4%. So that will be the simplest form. Unlike first converting the decimal number into a fraction, then you multiply by 1000. So you just multiply that decimal number with 100%. You just multiply it with 100%. Okay. So here, let me write the percentage sign. So that's the percentage sign there. Okay, let's move on to number 4. Number 4, it is saying the universal set. We have got a certain universal set. We just got these elements 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Then it is saying that M and R are subsets. These are sets that are found inside another set. So we are saying that M and R, they are subsets of the universal set. So it is saying that M is equals to even numbers. So M is a set of even numbers that are found in our universal set. M is a set of even numbers that are found in our universal set. So before we answer anything, we want to look for those elements of M. So the even numbers that I can find in our universal set is 76, 78, 80. So the set M will contain the following. Let me try to be okay. Will contain the following: 76, 78, and 8. Let me write the curly bracket properly. Okay, so the answer here for number 1, which is saying list all the elements of set M. You just put your curly bracket, then you say 7 6, you put your semicolon, you write 7 8, you put your semicolon, you write 80, you put your curly bracket. We can move on to B. It is saying list the elements of set R. So we can go back here. It is saying R is equals to multiples of 4. So multiples of 4, these are numbers which are divisible by 4 without leaving a remainder. So in our universal set there, we want to look for the numbers that are divisible by 4 without leaving a remainder. If you check here, we have got this 76, because we can see that 4 can enter into 76. 4 can enter into 76. 4 can enter into 76. If you say 76 divided by 4, you get 19. You get 19. Also 4 can enter into 80, right? So that means the set R comprises of 76 and 80. So let's write our answers there. So let's write our answers. So let's write our answers, 76 and 80. So here it's going to be, we open our curly bracket, we write our 76, we write our 80, we close our curly bracket. We can move on to number 4B. Number 4B, it is saying find the number, right, of M complement union R. M complement union R. So this is they are combined, right? So we have to separate these things, and so that we have to interpret this one. So the last thing that you are going to do is to calculate the number. So we are not using n yet. So the first thing that you are supposed to do, you are going to look for M complement. M complement, these are elements that are found in our universal set, but they are not found in M, right? So M complements, these are elements that are outside M. These are elements that are outside M. These are elements that are not found in M, but they are found in the universal set. So those elements, since in M, from the last part we can see that M comprises of 76, 78 and 80. So the elements that are not found in M are 75, 77 and 79. 75, 77, 79. So 75, 77 and 79. 75, 77 and 79. So we are going to write here M complement. So the elements of M complement is 75, 77, 79. So these are the elements of M complement, and then we want to look for the elements of R. The elements of R, we know them already, since we said that R, these are multiples of 4, and we said the multiples of 4 that we have, we only have 76 and 8, right? So it was saying M complement union R. So M complement union R is like you are combining the elements of M complement and the elements of R. So what you're going to do here, we are going to write M complement union R. So M complement union R, it will include these elements that I'm going to write down here. It includes the elements like 75. If I'm to write them in order, it's 75. It also includes 76. It also includes 77. Also include 79. It also include 8. I'm just using that space because there's not much space there. So those are the elements, and if you count the number of those elements, since it is saying now the number of, so we have to count the number of M complement union R, so we have to count them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our answer is going to be 5. That's going to be our answer. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The next question, which is number 5. So on question number 5, it is saying simplify 2 open bracket a minus 2 close bracket minus 4 open bracket a plus 3 close bracket. So if you have to simplify, the first thing is to remove the bracket. So the bracket means multiplication. So here, if I were to look here, it means that these two outside the bracket is supposed to multiply each term which is inside that first bracket. So we are going to say 2 multiplied by a, and we get 2a. We are going to say 2 multiplied by negative 2, we are going to get negative 4. We will move on to this one. It is negative 4 is supposed to multiply every element which is inside the bracket. So negative 4 multiplied by a, we get negative 4a. Negative 4 multiplied by positive 3 is negative 12. So since we remove the bracket, we have expanded, but we have to simplify. Simplifying is like we have to collect the like terms. So we are putting the like terms close together. So we write, it's like a reshuffling. So we write 2a minus 4. We are not changing any signs, but we are just changing the position. So it's 2a minus 4a minus 4 minus 12. So we just say 2a minus 4a, we get minus 2a minus 4a, minus 4 minus 12 is minus 16. It's minus 16. So our final answer will be minus 2a minus 16. So we can move on to the next question. The next question, it is saying express 3 over m minus 2 minus 2 over 4m plus 3 as a single fraction. So as a single fraction, so these are our denominators. So the first thing is to find the common denominator. So the easiest way to find the common denominator is to multiply those denominators. So here we are going to say m minus 2 4m plus 3, then we close. So those are our common denominator. That's our common denominator. So we're going to say that m minus 2 into m minus 2 4m plus 3, we get this one, right? We get 4m plus 3. So 4m plus 3 multiplied by 3, we're going to get 3 open bracket 4m plus 3, we close. then we put our negative sign there, our initial sign. So let me just move those marks that I was putting. So we just retain our negative sign here. Okay, so we'll say this fraction or this common denominator, that denominator into that denominator, it enters m minus 2, then you multiply by 2. So we are going to get 2 open bracket m minus 2, we close the bracket. So now the next big thing is to remove those brackets. So we have to expand. So when you're expanding, remember you keep your denominators is m minus 2 and m plus 3. So if you were to simplify here, 3 times 4m, you get 12m. 3 multiplied by 3, you get 9. Negative 2 multiplied by m, you get negative 2m. Negative 2 multiplied by negative 2, you get positive 4. So now you keep the denominator as well. You keep the denominator the same. So we maintain our denominator there. So our denominator, since our denominator is our denominator here is m, our denominator is m minus 2 4 m plus 3. Okay, so we have to collect like terms, so that will be 12 m. So if we are to collect like terms, let me move this one. So if we are to collect the like terms, we are going to say 12 m minus 2m plus 9 plus 4. We just collected the like terms. So if you are to simplify here, we put our common denominator here, minus 2, so it's m minus 2 close bracket 4m plus 3. So if you are to simplify, you are going to say 12m minus 2m, we get 10m. 9 plus 4, we get 13, so it's plus 13. So that is going to be our final answer. Okay, so for our first introduction lesson, we are going to end on number 5, and then you continue on the next video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and also to comment. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestion, I would like to help you to prepare you for your exams. Yeah, please check for the next video if you want to continue learning with me. I'm signing out.